Gentlemen, I want to speak to you honestly. No filters. No exaggeration. Because what I'm about to share might change the way you feel every single morning. A few months ago, I made a very small change. Nothing dramatic. No expensive supplements. No complicated routines. Just one simple thing. Backhand index pointing right, I started adding 1 small teaspoon of a natural ingredient to my morning tea. That's it. And I didn't expect much. But within 2 weeks, something shifted. Not suddenly, not dramatically. But quietly, deeply, unmistakably. My energy felt different. Not that artificial, rushed kind of energy. But something steady, grounded, calm, and strong. And then one evening, someone close to me looked at me and said, "What's going on with you lately? You feel different, more alive, more present, more you." That moment stayed with me. Because I realized, backhand index pointing right, this wasn't just about energy. It was about coming back to life. Sunrise, the silent decline most men never talk about. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up in the morning, and instead of feeling ready for the day, you just feel heavy? Your body doesn't want to move. Your mind feels slow. Your motivation is missing. You tell yourself, maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe it's just age. But deep down, you know something has changed. Something subtle, but real. And here's the truth most people won't tell you. Backhand index pointing right, this is not just aging. This is your body losing its internal balance. Balance scale, the hormone shift that changes everything. Every single morning, your body releases cortisol. It's your wake-up hormone. In your younger years, it worked perfectly. It gave you heavy checkmark energy. Heavy checkmark focus. Heavy checkmark drive. But over time, stress builds up. Sleep becomes lighter. The body changes. And cortisol stops working the way it should. Instead of rising and falling quickly, it stays elevated. And when that happens, backhand index pointing right, your testosterone quietly drops. And that's when everything starts to shift. You feel less motivated. Your energy becomes unstable. Your confidence slowly fades. You don't feel like yourself anymore. Not broken. Just disconnected. Hot beverage, the morning mistake almost every man makes. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most men try to fix this the same way. They wake up, reach for coffee, and hope that first cup will fix everything. And yes, it works, for a moment. But what's really happening? Backhand index pointing right, you're pushing cortisol even higher. Which creates energy spikes. Sudden crashes. More stress on your system. It becomes a cycle. One that drains you, slowly. Herb, the turning point, a simple ritual. Now imagine something different. Instead of shocking your system, you guide it. Instead of reacting, you take control. You sit quietly. You hold your cup. You add one simple ingredient. You take a slow sip. And in that moment, backhand index pointing right, you send your body a completely different signal. We're safe. We're calm. We're in control. And your body responds faster than you think. Seedling, the first teaspoon, maca, the spark. Let's start with the first ingredient. Maca. At first, I didn't believe in it. It sounded too simple. But after a few days, something changed. I started waking up before my alarm. My mind felt clearer. That heavy fog in the morning was gone. And the best part? Backhand index pointing right, the energy didn't spike, it stayed. That's because maca doesn't force your body. It supports your internal hormone system. It helps your body remember how to function properly again. Not like a stimulant, but like a reset. Crescent moon, the second teaspoon, ashwagandha, the calm. Now here's something most men don't realize. They're not just tired. They're stressed. Constantly. Even when they don't feel it. And that stress silently drains energy. Ashwagandha works differently. It doesn't push you. It calms your system down. It lowers cortisol. It relaxes your nervous system. And when that happens, backhand index pointing right, your body stops wasting energy. And suddenly, you feel lighter, clearer, more in control. Fire, the third teaspoon, Ceylon cinnamon, the balance. Now let's talk about something simple, but powerful. Ceylon cinnamon. As we age, our body struggles with sugar. Energy becomes unstable. You feel afternoon crashes, cravings, brain fog. Cinnamon helps fix that. It improves how your body handles glucose. Which means backhand index pointing right, stable energy. Backhand index pointing right, better focus. Backhand index pointing right, less fat storage. It's not flashy, but it works deeply. Brain, what's really happening inside you? Now listen carefully. Because this is the real secret. It's not just the ingredients. It's what they trigger. Every morning, when you repeat this simple ritual, you're doing something powerful. You're rebuilding a connection between backhand index pointing right, your mind. Backhand index pointing right, your body. Backhand index pointing right, your identity. You stop feeling like a passenger and start feeling in control again. Counterclockwise arrows button, why small habits change everything. Most people think change requires big effort. But that's not true. Especially after 60. Your body doesn't respond to intensity anymore. It responds to rhythm. Consistency. Repetition. That's where the real power is. Thought balloon, the moment everything shifts. And one day, you'll notice something. You wake up. And instead of feeling heavy, you feel ready. Not like you're 25 again, but like yourself again. Strong. Clear. Present. And that feeling? That's what most men think they've lost forever. But it's not gone. Backhand index pointing right, it's just waiting. So if you've been feeling tired, disconnected, or like something inside you has faded, don't ignore it. Because your body hasn't given up on you. It's waiting for a signal. A simple one. A consistent one. And sometimes, that signal starts with something as small as backhand index pointing right, 1 teaspoon. If this spoke to you, tell me in the comments. Backhand index pointing right, I'm starting tomorrow. And if you want more simple, powerful habits like this, make sure you subscribe. Because real strength doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right things. Every single day.